Yes, gentle people. It's Friday the 15th of December 2023, 8:38. Exactly the time is a very cool Friday evening as we expect some significant change in the weather over the next couple of days to come. I thought of going on the town tonight being a Friday night. Lots of activities are around. But then I gave it a second thought. And I were here scrolling through TikTok, social media. And because of so many things have been happening worldwide and in our space, I started to regurgitate a lot of things. Because everybody know that may have the space and the time to do that. Without any form of interference. So when it come on to meditation, me just lock up in my house and me meditate. Right? Me locked away from the world and I meditate. Now, before I go any further, I go deeper into that, let me warn about this live. This live, tonight especially, is non-political. Right? It is non-political. Right? So who do willing to participate? I do not want no political bias because this is a sensitive topic we are going on. If you don't fully understand, right, then please don't even say nothing. I myself don't fully understand. Right? So what I am seeking here is clarity, right? Explanation, because we know that knowledge is key and we must always seek for knowledge, right? As I will be repeating this right throughout the time I'm on live tonight. The topic we are going to discuss tonight, it is non-political, but it's a concern of every Jamaican, right? Now, if you notice from the other day, since the hate speech argument brought up, there are quite a few videos that I hinted on that I am not comfortable with the hate speech, right? Because I really do thought that something fishy is going on there. Now, I got the knowledge that you see what I'm talking about, right? Now, these are the type of people we wish would have a finger to text tonight, right? The one-track minded people, right? Right? These are the type of people who would rather not to hear from, well, last you get some front of my business, that, not yours, right? The topic I'm going to discuss is everybody business. You should be concerned. I'm quite sure you knew nothing about the EU summer summer war agreement. You knew nothing about that. You knew nothing what is taking place there, right? All you do concern, your concern is to know when I get some front, right? You don't concern now about the people or the future, right? As we are seeing, our rights has been signed, has been certainly drifting away with the sign of the pen and the paper, right? Now, you are not seeing that, and you're not seeing the reason why I am behaving the way I'm behaving. So I would rather people like you do not involve in this discussion, right? Tonight, but people who has the knowledge about the EU Samba War, right? If I'm pronouncing it right, agreement, right, with the United Union to sign away our rights, right, right, with inclusive of the educational system to fully introduced or implemented a certain type of lifestyle that is out of our culture, right? And I'm gonna bring a biblical perspective to it from the book of Daniel, right? If what I am learning now is so, it is not different from the agreement that King Nebuchadnezzar did have with the and Persian government, right? So we will look at it biblically, but at first, let us try to understand what is happening here. But even before we try to understand what is happening here, I think this is such a touching topic that the ruling government has to be the one that signed off to this, right? It has been said that an Archbishop Gordon, what's his name? Jason Gordon, had warned them that they must be careful, right? Of how they sign this agreement, right? Somebody I'm here to understand, who have the knowledge, can just chip in, tune in, and let us look at the situation we are in, right? Yes, who have further information on this matter can let us shed some light on it, all right? Because this is everybody's business. Now, in that agreement, we are told that whatsoever we signed off or cannot be revoked before 20 years. Not until after 20 years. So it must be looked into carefully before it has been signed off on. Now we understand that it should be, the signing should go on from the 15th of November, but it wasn't. But we are now understanding, allegedly, that that agreement has now been signed, right? Right? And it entails the rights to abortion and the rights to same-sex marriage, amalgamated with the old apparatus of a certain alphabetical group, right? And you know the group because now we have to be careful, because we are now looking at the ground in which this hate speech has grown. We are looking, we are now seeing the depth of where the thoughts have been coming from, right? So let's see if it is so, because as an African country, right? How does the EU have so much power? Who give them so much power in changing our culture? And if you've been watching my videos, from the past couple of days, you would have seen I'm asking the question, which way you going, Billy? Now, and if you notice, for real, come on, I don't want no biased people from my line tonight, You notice, for real, my videos not getting any exposure, right? Right? It is not been sent out, right? Then I did another one pertaining, mina, you know what I mean, right? Right? Because the vagina with penis we go in, right? Right? I've been crying out because I know that this is coming from somewhere, and I know it is heading somewhere, right? But we all sit down in this place and beat down our one another, right? Don't support our one another when we who have the vision seeing the things, right? All you need to know when we get some front, you no see we are confront to know, you no see we are confront to know, right? All you know if you see me crappy teeth, right? Me white beard. Those are all the things you sit to talk about, right? Yes. Sad story, sad place, sad times, right? Right? You can't dare consider in a talk about you mad out. Me not mad out, right? Me a glad out. And the reason why me a glad out, because I am using wisdom, right? And wisdom will teaches me what me not be take for mad me, right? You get me? Right? So let me drop it straight and plain on this live tonight. This live is not about nonsense, right? This life is not about nonsense, right? Here we are confronted with some serious issues, right? We know that they were seeking to have this abortion law, that children can have this abortion, can sign the abortion without the parents' consent. And I bet you sweet life it is in this package. If this has been really signed on to, it is in this package, right? And I bet you sweet life, same-sex marriage is in this package that they are signing on to, right? And that could be the reason. And because I'm so vociferous on this topic, I don't expect my life or my videos to be supported, right? Right? So that entails the magnitude of opposition that I have and the very little support that I have, right? And you've been hearing me complaining from time to time, right, that I love pussy, and everybody know my positive outlook, because I don't hide it. I don't hide my preference, right? I make it clear to them, who no care by me not barter my backside. I'm not going to barter it. I'm not going to barter my dignity, my principles, and my pride, right? I am not going to do it, right? So I made that clear. So I made it clear to everyone that I love that positive whole. So it is senseless come to me and tell me that I must forsake that positive whole. My love for that positive whole must change. No money can buy me. I am not for sale, and I will continue on my vociferous pathway, right? In letting the generation coming well aware and give them a chance to have an option, right? To decide, to choose. And without this dictatorship of what they grow up to see, and let it becomes a custom, and they do not know the truth of their culture, from whence they came and where they are coming from. They just grow up and just adopt this principle that will further send this nation and its people in to the same fate of Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? Right? So this has been going on for some times. But Jamaican people, our people, they put nonsense in front. And you hear me complain all the while that the lives and the videos that make no sense get over 1 million, get the millions. And those lives and videos that make sense get no highlights, right? I've been seeing that, and I've been speaking out on that. When you go back or visit me, thing them on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, they are all there, hear me complaining, right? And when I hear me complain, then said, and give me all kind of name, me a madman, me a this trying to ridicule me, or trying to intimidate me from speaking against. Now, who is doing it? Which way you going, Billy? And I will ask that question, because there was no clarity. There was no clarity in the reason for now the hate speech. We understand that some real unlearned people had heard some real disgusting argument, right? That, and all of these happen because of lack of education. So you are to be blamed too, officials, for it, right? Because a lot of them don't even know their constitutional rights, right? Lots of them do not know wrong from right, right? So you are to be blamed too, Mr. Authority, Mr. Educator, right? Right? We are living in a country. We are living in a country that a man think he could get an applause to set. Look, no man, to go on the internet and said, I set a bomb in Ocho Rios, right? Right? That going off 12 o'clock and I need $10 million, right? To go and pull back that gun then and make me that bomb, right? You are to be blamed to Mr. Authority, right? Right? For not educating your people, right? Right? Spiritually, so they could see that they are setting up their own life and now gone behind bars, right? In darkness, right? He didn't get an opportunity to see the light, right? And I only mention one, but there are many cases like that our youth, through ego, right? They use ego instead of knowledge, of wisdom, right? Because you taught them that cow jump over moon. You taught them to love ego more than wisdom, right? Right? I want to say this has nothing to do with any personal leader, but the system, right, of which we are under. Now, the reason why it could be now individualized is when you got the chance to change, make the change, and you don't. Because you don't make the change because you know that this will be going against the massive, and you may lose power for making these changes. Right? So you ride on the people's expense, right? Because of your salary and your benefits, right? You ride on the people's expense, right? While the people are suffering under the hands of these colonial masters, right? And I'm not in a good mood tonight, right? After hearing this, the sellout of our children and our people, right? Right? Our rights and our culture, and now threaten that if you say nothing, you to go behind bars, right? If you say nothing, right? Even though we heard the Prime Minister said it was only a thought. But thank God for those few Jamaicans that lash out so quickly on it, showing that, force them to change their statement. And so often nowadays we have been seeing this, right? And they knew that it is social media that gave us that opportunity. So they are begging for laws and clause to curtail us, right? Right? They're begging for laws and clause to curtail us from doing these things. People, hear me. Uno look out on the eye them. Look out on the eye them, right? This is not political, because on the other hand, we don't hear the opposition leader comes out and says nothing about the Samoa agreement. And we knew of a fact that they are working, whether opposition or prime minister or governor general, that they are working for the colonial masters, that they are workers, they have a boss, right? So whichever or whoever or which party make this error, a deliberate error or error in ignorance, right? Right? And signed off to these things, any one of them would have done the same to stay in power with their boss, to keep their job, to keep their hopes up, right? Any one of them would have done that. So those whom are political gimmicks, right? I don't want you to look at this as a political matter, but as a matter for every single Jamaican to look at. I'm quite sure a lot of you never heard me speak like this. A lot of you, I caught you by surprise even now, right? You never heard me speaking like this. You see me dancing. And a lot of you write this man off for Bellevue or Ward 21, right? Right? But you never heard me speaking like this, right? But let me tell you something. When I saw the danger, the slope that we are going down, right? I have to make it aware. You have your eyes to see, let them see it. You have ears to hear, let them hear it, right? I'm going to go to a biblical text later on that speak of similar situation, right? Right? So signing must be done with full understanding, right? The Archbishop Jason Gordon did warn them to examine it properly and be careful of what is in this agreement. So it was delayed from the 15th of November, but we understand it has now been signed by the Jamaican authority, right? Let's put it that way, right? That this law that has the right to abortion, the right to same-sex marriage, all right, the whole operation of the alphabetical group, right? Their agenda, all embedded into the signing, right? Into this agreement, right? Right? So, I don't know if I am quicker out of the box, but I will be certainly waiting with this level of patience to see if or when the opposition gonna take on this one, right? Right? Which way you're going, Billy? I would like to know. Right? Whose side are you on? Is it Baal or the God of Israel? Let us know which side you are on. We want the hopscotching to stop, right? We want to know clearly, as I come out and I said, I love pussy. Right? Which side are you on? Declare yourself. Right? Declare yourself openly. Come out of the closet. Speak. Right? And do not sign for us all. Because it's not everyone is in agreement. Right? You cannot speak for all Jamaicans. Right? Certainly not. You cannot speak for all Jamaicans, because not for 1 second I will agree with abortion. Not for a second. Right? Not for a second I will agree a man to marry to a man. Not even the thoughts. I hate to remember it. Right? So no 62 member of parliament can decide it for everyone in this country, right? Because that would be dictatorship. You'll be dictating to me that everybody do it. So you must do it too. No, not so it go for me. Not so it goes for me, right? Not so for me, right? Now, right now, here's the consensus. You see, from the time I came on, and if I were talking nonsense, somebody's business, the right side of my screen would be going up like this, would lit up like this. Right? Right? If I were talking something this gracefully about someone, that is how you'd have seen the right side of my screen. You'd have seen my attendance board climbing to nearly 100,000. Right? Right? So this alone tell the story. This alone telling the story, right? Is in the comments box, right? So many comments, so many likes, so many attendance, right? You would see flying up. But this sensitive, purposeful, meaningful, and important, essential topic, no, you don't support that. Not 1 minute. So that tells the story here, right? How many of you know about the Samara agreement? No? Not many know. But I gather that all of you know about who and who is going to clash at Sting. Yes. Yes. I gather all of you know, or most of you know, the female that live next door, how much man she have. Or the man next door, how many girls come and yard. You know all of those things. Right? All of those things you don't know. But when it come on to these vital matters, you don't missing, you don't know nothing. And because you don't lock on to stupidity, when you don't hear, when you don't see a life of value, all you do, when you just join, run off. It is too valuable for you. You don't have the quality to even stop to listen and to learn. Right? Because that is not your quality. Right? If it was a life about who loved to suck lollipop or who loved to suck the mango seed, yes, it would be well supported overwhelmingly. Come on. Wake up, people. Wake up. Wake up. Fire that must steal and think a cool breeze. Right? Wake up. Smell the coffee. It is not a time for stupidity. I do a video this morning getting very little support. I have to support this girl who is concerned about the violence in the schools. And after I saw her concern, I myself has to do a video, right, on it, explaining the reason people are taking in the wrong thing, right? The wrong thing. They are invoking the wrong set of angels, right? They are feeding the wrong set of angels. The wrong set of angels are operating in them. They are feeding the fallen angels and forsaking the archangels that will protect them, right? It's like you heard me said, you go in the pack and you take out the jokers. That's what been happening. The choice is beating you how to choose the right thing. So instead of choosing Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, Uriel, and the rest, you choose Kokobel and Kokobel and all the rest of the fallen angels. Right? Those are whom you choose. And leave the archangels out of your life, and makes you now becomes prone to destruction. Because without the archangels in your life, you don't have the service of Michael, the warrior, right? Without Gabriel in your life, you don't have the service. That visions, you don't have the vision. You lack the visions, the dreams, right? Without Raphael in your life, you doesn't have the healer, the spiritual healer, to heal you and protect you from your arthritis, right? Protect you from the big C, right? Right? Because simply they stop. They don't want you to learn about the official energy that protects you, right? You don't know nothing about Uriel, which is now operating in me with wisdom, right? Right? So if you don't lock on to Jopharel, you won't see the beauty and the non-beauty in a person, right? So you will call ugly pretty and pretty ugly, as we have seen. You know how many people I've seen, they're born black and they bleach, and I heard people telling them how them look nice and praising them for their looks. for the damage that they're doing to themselves, right? Because they have not the spirit of Jaffarel with them, right? To really see the beauty in naturality, right? That your real beauty, natural beauty, that's what stood out. That was given to us, right? Right? That intelligence were given to us, right? Remember, we are at we are coming. Remember, you know, if a person look on you and call you baboon, you vex. When that's where we really derive from, right? A baboon, right? Right? The baboon are closest to the monkeys, right? 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 But in order to indoctrinate us, the proper teaching hasn't been given to us, so they don't know who they are. If you call them a baboon, them bets. If you call them a king, them bets. But if you say, yo, dog, them agree. And say, yes, me Jenna. Right? You see what I'm saying? Yes. Improper education. Right? Right? Now, the difference between the baboon and the dogs, simply, you can differentiate them. Just like the sheep and the goat. You can differentiate them. The sheep, you can lead the sheep, but you have to drive the goat. Right? That's parallel with the with the dog and the baboons. Right? Right? Now, the baboon asks for whatever, but the dog takes. Now, come on, I want you to understand where I am going here, right? The baboon which black people derives from, right? With principles in their DNA, right? To act and to live up to their values and their attitudes that they totally negated and taken on the culture of other people, right? We take on the culture of other people and negating our real culture, our real self, right? So our principles of acting had gone through the window, and we took up the principles of the dog that don't have any. Dog pee anywhere. Dog shit anywhere. Right? Right? Dog sex anywhere. Right? Anywhere. Dog has a mating season, man no have none. Right? And you stood there watching me, hearing me, prefer to be a dog more than a baboon. Right? Right? You prefer the non-principle, right, more than the principles. And this is where we are having a problem. Right? 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 Come on again. So if you did not know, the baboons which black people derives from, with principle, we have the most principle in the world. Black people. Right? Now, where does this leave you? Right? Where does this leave you? Yes. No, we should be living up to our rules, but we break all rules to go over into other people's culture. They taught our foreparents to break those rules, so we know not where we are really from. So that is the reason why I said I blame the authorities not to set it straight from then. Not talking about these up here, but from those coming from down there who should have. Yeah? So principles, values. First thing, to have principle, you have to value yourself and value who you are. You can see that black people clearly doesn't value themselves. If they did value themselves, they wouldn't have used the product that other people made to change, right? To change, right? And in changing themselves, they are automatically weakening themselves, right? Right? So they tell them that them no look good with that color, right? With that color, them no look good. So they make stuff to damage them, right? Not only psychologically, but also physical damage, right? Yes. Yes. So they do not want to associate themselves from whence they came. So they don't tell them or teach them how they come here, right? Remember saying the baboon was the closest to the monkey. And if you look and examine yourself, speak the truth of yourself, and look at the monkeys, you'd have seen that black people and monkeys family. Right? 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 And that's where the earth is full of trauma. Right? Right? That's where the truth has been told. But you were told that if you associate yourself with the monkey, you are a lesser person. Wrong company you're in. So they try to take you out of the company that you are in. Just as how they are trying their very best to make you believe that the rectum is much more important than the vagina. Remember, it's the vagina that brings life, not the rectum. The rectum is to let the waste out that your body builds, right? Right? That mucus, that matter that your body builds up, right? At no point in time it should be intaking anything, right? It did not made for that, right? Right? And they are now, this is where the education of this whole Samoa agreement, right, entails all of those packages, right? All of those teachings, it entails, right? That's what makes it so dangerous, right? That's what makes it so dangerous, not for us, not me as elder here, right? But for my generation that is coming, right? May not even have a chance to choose the front. The back may just dictate it to them, right? Open your eyes, sensible people, right? Well thinkers, open your eyes. Of course, in every sense of the word. That's why wisdom is the key to this, right? And that is the reason why you must have the spirit of the archangel with you. We saw lots of practices on these platforms using the fallen angels, right? Yes, and people are gravitating to it, and it just blossom, and then fade. It just blossom. You saw the blossom, just like the wasp and the bees. The wasp can make the comb, but cannot make the honey. God blew breath, but Satan can't. Satan can build robots, but it has no breath. Right? It has no life. right? So they use the artificial intelligence at its life, depending on the real source of life, the energy of the sun, sun, right? To make their artificial intelligence work. And they are now teaching the artificial intelligence as the supreme. What is the wow, good question. Critical thinker. Critical thinker. I'm a man of solution. And as Bob Marley said, total destruction is the only solution. Total destruction is the only solution. And if it has been destroyed, right, and built again and a new, and when I said new, I mean fresh material, right? First, we are going to find out what is indoctrination. What is indoctrination? And we're going to speak the truth of what indoctrination has done to us, right? What we nurtured our brains with, what our foreparents, they nurtured our foreparents' brains with, right? And we're going to do exactly what Robert Nesta Marley said we are to do in emancipating ourselves from that mental handcuff that we are under, right? That mental handcuff that we are under, right? For us to believe now that the European Union has the right, let me go up. Also, let me get a critical thinker. Yes, I love your name. First, to start with, let's see how critical you are in thinking. Where did am I go to, right? Right? I am open for any form of discussion, correction, or education, right? So, as you come on this live, prepare to educate and also eradicate. Well, I'm not quite sure what is happening here. Not quite sure what is happening here. I'm not seeing critical thinker, and am I also disappear, right? But not surprising that a life like this that laden with truth wouldn't want it to be supported, because when you don't support argument, I even get the option to support this argument, then it look like I am the only idiot. I don't. You understand me? So, not surprising. This have been happening for months. This has been happening, right? That people not getting the option to participate, right? But let's go on or continue. I can start my own show, right? And I have truth within me, and I am not alone. I'm here with Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Jopharel, Shamarel, and Zachariel, right? They are enough. Each one of them can feed me with the necessaries that I do not know, right? Because I strongly believe in them, and they also find the transparency in me to give me visions, to give me clarity, to give me healing, to give me knowledge, to give me beauty, to give me peace, and to give me forgiveness. Yes, all 7 of them I have in my bond, right? So, man can do what they want to do. Yes, thank you for your gift. Man can do what they want to do, right? 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 But at the same time, the master of all masters knew everything that man's do, right? And as I ask Jamaican people or people of the world to wake up to this new development under the artificial intelligence, under the matrix world, the changing world, open your eyes and embark. Bank on wisdom, my brothers and sisters. Bank on wisdom, right? Because at the end of the day, if you has no vision, if you can, remember Dandy Shandy? You remember the game Dandy Shandy me used to play it, right? And you see the ball when you're in googly, you have to watch it from the bowler's hand, vision. And all those are teaching you vision, right? When they might throw the ball at the other end, you have to know whether the ball will go high or low, right? Be sighted. Better sighter is the champion than the Shandy, right? Right? Who can read the googly like Brian Charles Lara? Yeah? Ryan King? No. Same name? Brendan King, right? And you can read the googly. Well, so was Chris Gale as well, right? Right? Can read these googlies from it coming out of your hand. That's vision, right? So they are bowling a lot of googlies to you, and if you don't know how to play them, you will out. A lot of googlies, a lot of balls have been throwing at you, and if you can't sight them, when them lick you, once we used to speak one language, we had some fallen angel misguiding, and God destroy the earth. Of course, Almighty God. Come again. This is very, very, this is Charles Laco. Yes. They are the one, Sim Jesus and his friends, right? Came down in bands of and teaches them. This is the trouble of the world, as you mentioned that, Charles. And this is the problem of the world, because they come here and change the apparatus of human, right? Is they who teach them to have sex back way. Is they who teach them about the act of sodomy, right? The fallen angels, right? And that is why you saw sex going back way, because it has been operating under the governance of the fallen angel, right? The very few that are not under the governance of the fallen angel, they have the benefit of having Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, Uriel, Jopharel, Shamarel, and Zachariel around them. So their children would be barred from this destruction, right? Because they are hell-bent in believing in the archangels, right? Those that believe in the fallen angel. I'm going to read your comments again. Once we used to speak one language. We had some fallen angels misguiding, and God destroyed the earth. Right? Exactly. Right? Because God wasn't in agreement with them. They pack up in Sodom and Gomorrah, and he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. He did not destroy the entire earth at that time, but Sodom and Gomorrah, where the practices were most, right? He destroyed it. Now, in 2023, we have leaders. We still have leaders allowing these people to dictate to them this destructive policies of the fallen angels, and they are caught into the trap because of money. Selling out, bartering the people's sovereignty for money, right? Yes, selling out the people's rights for money, right? Bob Marley once said, they make their world so hard every day. We gotta keep on fighting. They make their world so hard every day. The people are dying from hunger and starvation. Right? Right? I thought it was about human rights. They said, no, their rights has nothing to do with human. Right? The rights has nothing to do with human, because the only one you can depend on to be positively what you don't fear about human rights is the Almighty himself. Right? Anything that human has to do. Remember Moses' law, Moses' laws filled with a lot of discrepancy. Yes, but the order, the commandment of nature filled with none. Right? Moses was a man, like the marriage, right? Moses came in, and Moses said, all right, seeing is believing, and do like Solomon king in marriage, wear a ring to show not God but the world that she belongs to you. Right? Moses brought the law with the pen and the paper. Now, God's law does not need pen and paper. Right? God's command just need the 7 archangels. The spirit, you cannot see it to shoot it. Right? You cannot see it to criticize it. Right? You cannot see Michael. You cannot see Gabriel. You cannot see Raphael. Right? You cannot see Uriel. You cannot see Jopharel. You cannot see Samael. Neither can you see Zachariel. You cannot see them. But they are working because they are spirits. Spirits are invisible. Right? So you're not seeing them, but yet they are working for you if you encourage them with these 3 things: purity, sanity, and alkalinity. Give them, you must be transparent to them for them to work in you, through you. right, guide you and protect you. Then you won't need to go drink out on a skull. You won't need to go get by isle of this and isle of that and all sort of different things. Nature. And the archangel works through nature, right? So the natural things will do, like the water, right? Like the water, like the fish, right? All of those things is enough, right? Now, Jamaica black people have the audacity gone to their enemies for spiritual help. When we teach them spirituality, and we teach other nations spirituality, we are the master of spirituality. And we gone to other nations, so we are look help, right? In spirituality. And they make their product and selling it, right? While we ignoring what we have, the roots, the branches, the trees, the sunlight, the water. Right? The black show sent, just got the number 2. Oh, thank you for your gift package. Yes? Right? Indeed. Right? So we are going to our enemies. Is looking for healing. Right? And when you think you're getting healing, they are hurting your feelings. You're not getting any healing, right? Right? So we who, as black people, who has it, because we are the architect of spirituality, right? And that is why they downplayed. Yes, that's why they downplayed our practices so much, right? Because they do not want the younger generation to know about this. And that is why this speech that I am making, if the government has its way, it will become a hate speech. Right? Once you go up and you start to dig up what they do not want the AI generation to hear, they're gonna deem it as hate speech, right? So our history, our historians, going to be perpetually be seen as hate speeches, as, oh glory be to God, as an offender, can be easily put away, right, for life, for speaking the truth. They didn't want to know who they are. They didn't want us to know who we are. And because we have the guidance of those that have the guidance of the 7 archangel with them, knew who they are. And that is the reason why we who practice this type of spiritualism are marginalized. Right? Are marginalized. Because the raw truth is coming at you. Right? Right? They do not want. You think they didn't want to, the authorities want to hear the people them upon me fully bright. No! They are capitalizing on their ignorance. Right? They don't want them to be fully bright. No, because they won't benefit from them if they are fully bright. So they make them fully dunce, hiding the truth, the facts from them, right? Give me no PhDs. That means I'm not bright. I'm not bright on papers, right? But being as the Spirit that responsible for my brightness, the Spirit is my light, right? They cannot see it, Right? So they would have never called me bright because I have no PhD to show that I am bright. I have no subjects to show that I am bright. But as I watch this long jumper, after he gets his award this evening on Primetime News, he said, what has happened in the last Olympic game? He got injured and was to draw out of the competition, right? But this night he was honored with one of the most prestigious award, and in his remarks he said it is a clear example of coming from nothing to something. All right, abandon to injury, and at your next performance after you go down, you're at the pinnacle. It also showing you Joseph from the pit to the pulpit. Come on. It also showing you Daniel from the prison to Potiphar's wife. From the pit to Potiphar's wife house, Potiphar's house, and from Potiphar's house to prison and to the pulpit. Right? Oh no, come on, man. Daniel from the lion's den, right, to the most prestigious award in high regards, past Nebuchadnezzar, right? The wisdom do those things, my brother, right? It is wisdom do those things, right? And if those that I call did not pact with wisdom, things would be far different, right? We love too much follies. We adore too much follies. When you teach a Jamaican, there is angel who dispatch not. Yes, man. Yeah, man. That is. I'm gonna tell you. Uriel dispatch knowledge, right? He deal with books. Uriel depicts the book, and that is the knowledge that I am benefiting from. And I can tell you clearly, when I leave school, I could not read and write. And even in my adulthood, I still got work at security companies. Don't take no tests, so they don't know, because I could lift the barriers, hold the button, or even hold the gun, right? And thank God that's where I learned to read and write. Read the Bible, read the newspaper when them drop them off. Can you let where to read the passage? I don't understand that question, Charles. Right? Right? Yeah? Yes, I will be. I gather you're asking the passage that would have been parallel to if I'm getting it right, the EU Samara agreement. It was let's see here what it says here. Daniel chapter 6. But to get a full understanding, we're going to start from verse 1. Darius decided to appoint 120 governors to hold office throughout his empire. I want you to understand this. In addition, he chose Daniel and 2 others to supervise the governors and to look after the king's interests. Daniel soon showed that he could do better work than the other supervisors or the governors. Can you imagine that? Right? He showed that he can do better work than the supervisors and even the governors themselves, right? Was much more capable, and that's where bad mindset in. Now, in my capacity, I cannot read and write. Daniel were depending on the spirit of Uriel. Yes, he was depending wholly. What Daniel was spitting out, he was just a vessel. Uriel was just telling him everything that he had to that must be done, right? Because he was so outstanding, the king considered putting him in charge of the whole empire, right? Right? The king said, all right, since as you're so bright then, as we heard, Ninja Man, brilliant proposition to the government, and you see them throw it under the carpet, you're not about that, right? Because Ninja Man were thinking much, much further than who we elect to do so for us. The prisoner were thinking more, even in a more positive way than whom we elect the politician. That is the reason why I said, Ninja Man, you should come out here, and some of these politicians takes your place in prison. It's a pity you did commit yourself, that they captured you and have you there, but you are taking up their space inside the penal institution, right? Because a lot of them who are making laws should be in there taking your place, because none of them doesn't have the vision that Ninja Man have for the future, right, of this country. All right. Then the other supervisors and the governors tried to find something wrong with the way Daniel administered the empire. I tell you earlier, the restriction. Yes, Starbridge. Yes. I tell you earlier about the restriction that has been placed on my life. Right? Because what? Because of the report the authorities get, right? From whom the truth is hurting. Right? From whom the truth is hurting. So instead of support, they report. Instead of supporting the life. Because what they are automatically doing, they automatically want me to do like a Ninja Man, right? To commit myself, so I move out of the line of duty. But wisdom chips in, and I'm just riding the tide with them. Now using not the words I used before, right? To get me in problem, but meaning the same thing. Uriel give me words to use for those same words that they reported me about. Now place them into a better order with a better sentence, and now I look more intelligent. Yes. Yeah. So report me some more. I'll find another. Right? But they couldn't, because Daniel was reliable and did not know anything wrong, and did not do anything wrong or dishonest. Now, I don't speak of war. I don't instigate war. I don't instigate death. I don't even go funeral. Right? I don't even speak. One of the hurtfulest thing to me, you send a dead picture come give me pa my status and say, oh, me wrath with you. Right? Right? I make it clear that when I die, no party for me. Bury me. Give me the party now. I don't celebrate death. Right? I don't. Right? Right? And I don't want anyone to celebrate my death. I want you to celebrate my life. So I can partake of the celebration. I can at least say, thank you for putting on this huge party for me. Right? Yes. I celebrate life, not death. Right? They said to each other, we are not going to find anything of which to accuse Daniel unless it is something connecting with his religion. All right. I'm going to tell you how subtle these people are. I'm oftenly accused of being a homosexual. Yeah? I don't know how many of you know that. I often been accused, and the light of day had shone last week, right? And surprised many, right? I was accused of being a homosexual by homosexual, right? By homosexual. They are the one who wanted the demise, wanted the people who is not knowledgeable to take me out of the equation. So what they are doing, they are setting the dark people of the world on me. That is the reason why. So when you see a one come, know nothing about you, right? Now, to show you how stupid they are, every day I walk and I speak, I love pussy. Anywhere them see me, I'm talking about what they do not want to hear. Right? Right? Yes. I'm talking what they do not want me to speak. They do not want me to edify the young ones who they are trying to manipulate. So all their action is for me to shut up. They demoralize me. The right word is intimidate. To intimidate me from speaking. Happened several times. Now, I was on Princess Street the other day. Yes, man, I know. I was on Princess Street the other day, and I saw one that we know, and he doesn't hide it, that he practices that practice. Right? And he was walking along, in his girl fashion. Everybody know him as that because he doesn't hide it. And I was speaking about the love of the vagina. Someone says something to him. And you know what he turned on, when he said to them? He said, allow him because him a one away. Yeah? That's what he said. Allow him because him a one away. Yes. That's how subtle they are. And I learned that from early in my walk, that they turn things around. That's why they call back front and front back. Right? Right? So they call good bad and bad good. Now we have a lot of people here following their example, right? And when they want to go in the positive hole, they go back to find positive. And I've been telling them that they're doing the wrong thing, right? I've been telling them that you are supporting the symbols of the act of sodomy. When you are going into the positive and you have to enter from the negative to go into the positive, it must wrong in every sense of the word. Right? It must wrong in every sense of the word. It must wrong. So those are the things they don't want me to talk, to preach, and to teach, to reach the coming generation. Right? Those are the things they do not want to happen. Good evening, Tribridge.
Yes. You know, from when me run from life, I try,
Say again.
no, me da avoid the life thing. Most just me da
Oh,
come out and go on.
oh well, no man, you can decline because I did it. I did it too. If you notice, I don't have this panel of people again. Right? I wanted to speak freely from my diaphragm, from my own spirituality, but
Yeah.
knowing you, right? I looked and I said, all right, let's give you the chance. Charles said, keep up the fight, show more wisdom for the young one. That is all. They are the future, my brother. They are the future. And this is where they are teaching them artificial intelligence. So they doesn't want a teacher like me to teaching them the official intelligence. Because I'm going to go right back and ask them to look at both words and look at what both words mean. Look what artificial means and look what official mean, or if the thing is not official is what, or if the thing is not artificial, what it is, right? Clearly. And from there they will have a good sense of what artificial means, right? So what they want to do is to negate the official intelligence, doom the official intelligence completely nonsense, right? As you see, they would have done to me, giving me the negative marks, the negative approach, right? Doing things that you don't have the option of participating, right? To build my agenda, right? They don't even teach agriculture. No, you're gone. We are agriculture. We are agriculture. You're gone. I don't know if you're in Jamaica, but you know, say nice. We have to make for them start teach civics in our school back here. Remember, then they cut out civics, right? Remember, then they stop teach civics because they do not want us to know our civics rights, right? The civics of the country, right? So it was taught in school just as the Marcus Garvey teaching, right? We have to make nice for them
Whoever,
teach Marcus Garvey in the
whoever clamped
schools,
down,
right?
whoever clamped down on agriculture, clamped down, wanted us to be dependable on somebody else.
Of, of course, of
When
course,
agriculture
of course.
was number one, was first priority, the culture was doing well because
Yes.
we were selling what we produce. But now that tourism is at number one, it's fragile. We have a fragile economy. Anything at all can stop tourism.
My brother, the reason why tourism is so fashionable, and I say fashionable, it's because in ancient time, it was the only trade, or this trade, what they give a different name now, tourism, it was the sex trade or the slave trade. Right? Right? Now the sex trade, the sailors used to come by for the real feelings of human sexuality. So it was the sex trade that bringing the tourists here, right? Right? So it has been fashioned now as tourism, But if it wasn't for the only thing that, remember backside, we sell it out. Banana and all of those that comes under agriculture has been sold out and diplomatically died out, right? For us to be more dependable, because what we used to grow, we find ourselves exporting them, are importing them now. What we used to export, we are now importing them. So what does that tell you? It don't that tell you, it is showing you a breaking down of the system, right? That's exactly what it is showing you. And each day then come and I tell you about economy grow. And we are how it gonna grow. And we are not exporting anything. We have Canada did want to send ganja come down here. Right? The yard, the home, the mountain of ganja. Right? Right? If we didn't make nice, ganja would be imported into our country, right?
They never put here to grow, Them didn't put us to grow.
No.
No, they didn't put
No.
us here to grow, and they didn't put our government here to benefit us either. They put
Exactly not.
to govern their plantation.
Yeah. Yeah.
They give us a government
Exactly
to govern
so.
their plantation. And the people
Look. Yeah.
are slaves. And when I hear one get up and say the Prime Minister done, so the Prime Minister now gone good, them just don't understand that he's doing the work, not for us or them. He's doing the work for the crown. The
Chat
crown
it, my brother.
Yeah, he's working for the
I
crown.
said that earlier on the live.
Yeah. So you can't say in this and him that him just now work for the country, for the people. So I mean them not
And
uneducated. They are just doing what they are paid to do. I mean, they are making Jamaicans more dependable.
yes.
When you make people dependable, that's the only way you can lead them. You can have them coming back. If they are not dependable, you cannot rule them. I got the country, I got have it.
They make their world so hard.
Yeah.
Every day we got to keep on fighting. They make their world so hard. Every day the people are dying. From what? Hunger and starvation. Yes. They, as you rightly said, they are not working for the good of the people. And that's the reason why I said earlier, we are listening for the opposition to come out on this one, where I started the live and the foundation of the live. I don't know, Tribridge, if you have learned of this. The EU, if the EU Samoa agreement, I don't know if you know about it, or if you heard about it. You have any knowledge on it?
The EU, with the European Union.
The Samoa agreement. It's an agreement that should be signed off on from the 15th of November. However, we have the African Union comes in and warn countries like Jamaica here to be careful of how they signed off to this, because they must be carefully examine the fine print before they signed off to it, because once they signed off to it, nothing can be changed for 20 years. Now in it, the education of certain alphabetical grouping, you see how subtle they are? In that agreement has the right to abortion, right? So it delayed a month until we are now learning that it has now been signed And that is the reason why we could heard about the hate speech.
You see, we don't have a public sector, and we don't have a council for the people. We don't have a public sector to defend the people. So them purposely move those places. You can't make decision like that for the country without consulting the people. I mean, it coming like
Good.
the dummy American president for going to them office, shoot a little video with 20 cameramen in front of them face, and I go and them talk to the public and then put it out like they make a public speech. The same thing in
Fake.
Jamaica.
Fake world we live
I
in, a man.
mean, fake world.
The
I mean,
artificial
how
intelligence is
can
a
you
fake
represent
world,
the
you know.
people and make decision without consulting the people? I mean, he should be charged for treason. I'm not afraid of anti-owner. It's just that I don't have a privilege
Yes.
to talk to him because nothing can beat the right. You understand me? Nothing cannot beat the right. The right make it a man. You understand me? Then we stop the foolishness, bridging.
Yeah, man. They cannot decide it for all of us.
I don't want to run up
They
pressure
cannot.
on them because I never voted and I never want to vote. You know, the wisest man in a Jamaica tell you this. Not even farming can save us in Jamaica. And he come back to Marcus Garvey's speech. We need to leave Jamaica. We never come in Jamaica for build Jamaica. We come in Jamaica for work as slave. So no matter what we are trying, what we are ball, them now go hear it. So even we are group up and I say this and that, the only thing we can do is group up and leave. Because it's silly.
No,
Don't
no,
want
no.
the man gone. Yeah.
I'm wondering if you're saying that there's no solution for the pollution, though.
What war? What you do? War them for them own place? I mean, look at this. You cannot be placing a man yard and expect to change the man yard.
No,
You
no,
can't
no,
do
no,
that.
no, no. All right. No,
You cannot like because
hold on,
you
Tribridge.
cannot
Hold on.
go. Yeah.
No, hold on. Let me make this point. You know that Selassie, he possesses wisdom,
Sure. Yeah.
and he encourages what you call it, negotiation, right?
Yeah.
To negotiate. He loves to negotiate, right? Take the matter to the table. Resolution, right? The correct thing to do to resolute peaceful resolution, right? That can only done with communication of each other. So instead of weapons of mass destruction, you use communication, right? And we are living in the age of communication. So the solution should be easier found now in this time through communication. So I wouldn't go where you are going and saying that there isn't a solution for the pollution. For everything, every wrong, there's a right. And for every right, there's a wrong. So let's find it, Tribridge.
You know, say communication never get into your majesty anywhere though. So I mean negotiation never get it anywhere. So you can hold a negotiation but a man heart still don't feel pleased to negotiate. Let's negotiate, feel pleased to settle the matter in your views. That's why the man come up with this speech and say, I choose righteousness over peace. You understand me? The man say,
So isn't he was a teacher? Wasn't he a teacher there in making that speech? Who said that though?
His Majesty.
All right. Now wasn't he saying?
Peace, you know?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the negotiation, it can be war. That's why he did end up after war because he went to Geneva and he met a peaceful speech. And nobody obeyed them still warring. So you think him after doing it after fight?
What would you say? What about you don't look at constant provocation? That you would have tried everything and then you would have come to the decision that, well, if a war, right?
That's because action will always be louder than words. Always be louder than words. I mean, Jamaican people been talking for more than 50 years in my cry. And not change my mind. So they need to make a physical step.
Okay. May I understand what you say now? Me understand where I say now. So you need action, Tribridge.
This is the
That's
action
what
word
you're
that
saying.
I'm talking word. It's the action
All right.
word.
How the action, what shape and form the action should take? Because we are in a position now where we can take action, you know. We're right there at a position when they need us most. Right? They have 2 elections coming. And we make our proposal to them and said, anyhow, we don't get this right, we now vote for none of no.
I mean,
Right?
necessarily, you know, like,
Action can.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, hold
when
on, no,
people them,
Tribridge. Here doesn't need a gun now, you know. It doesn't need a gun and bomb now, you know. Right? This is just the understanding of the people. The problem now is not with them, you know. The problem is with your same people. Right? And that's why they kept them in darkness. For proposal like this now, right? They wouldn't quickly to run to this because they have this color green in them head, this color orange in them head, and not looking at the real situation. Right?
and the oldness play
Right?
the cool, you know, and the people them never pay attention, you know. In a 2020, in a March, or before March, what the man said this is a equilibrium. You understand? This is a total control. This is a God control system. It's a God playing system. So you see, the total lockdown was just a test. It was just a test to see our obedience. And then when
Let me ask you something though, Tribridge,
you
as you
know,
said
them
that.
lock down the world touch us. So you see all of what them are do right now without our consent is to show us that them not take no talk and we can't do nothing about it. The only way out of this is a fear fight. Not ever that talking now go help you know. If the people them to make up their mind to mash up some place
Tribridge, I'm asking you
and
this
burn
though.
down some
Yes,
place.
I heard you and I understand what you said. I'm saying, I'm asking you this question now. Did you think that it was out of ignorance why the Prime Minister acted that way?
Out of ignorance. No man, out of program.
He did not know. All right, say he did not know as much as you know.
Oh no no. Him know everything what I do. You see, when him just come in as acting Prime Minister, he make a speech, you know. He make a speech and him say you have to choose wisely. Don't choose because you love that party or this party. You understand me? Him say the system don't control by him. You have a set of laws that people won't have to take orders from. Nobody never listen to them speech there or the words them are utter. That in him
Yeah,
stand as
I listened
acting
to
Prime Minister.
I listened to the bitter medicine one.
So you
You remember
see,
the bitter medicine?
know that him swearing, you know, him gone in at the doors that is taking now, you know. But why would he go to Israel? Look at the world today. Why would he go to Israel and take Israel's side? What kind of sensible man would do that? It shows them under a regime, him under a program. He cannot do what we want as Jamaicans. He have to do what the crown wants. He have to be a part of the world plan.
Hold on, you know. So changing this administration, change the green to orange.
Hmm?
Change the green to orange is an option.
No,
Change the green to orange. Is it an option?
no, no,
Huh?
no,
Because
because Marcus Garvey had
the all of them under the same regime.
same regime, yeah.
It's not an option, you know.
Messi, you know, say
Same
enough
regime
man,
them under.
right, Chico.
Even
Enough
though
man
we
in the
see,
office of
even though,
Jamaica.
well, I know, even though we
Yeah.
see, yeah, say that again. Sound good.
Enough man in the office of Jamaica and don't even know how the country, you know.
Oh,
Until watch this now.
oh yes, me
Usain
know.
Bolt, Usain Bolt have a statue was supposed to go in the tower in Palma, right? From when it's supposed to go in them, it can't go in there now because them they are court with the crown because they are the Georgian throne. what Usain Bolt have to represent Georgian society as a black man. Falmouth is a Georgian town. The people them can't even change a building, a historical building of use it the same way. Nothing can change. So never put Usain Bolt as a statue, as a figure, and the people them scared. It simply means they don't understand how the thing run. The whole of Falmouth of a king's cow. You understand me? So Usain Bolt is not a royal member. He is nothing or interest to the Georgian family. He's just a sportsman. You can't place him in the town square like that. That's for them they are court. You see me? So
Who
Jamaica
have them a court? Who have them a court?
the parish council who have them a court? No, the crown.
Okay.
I must say the crown owns the court now.
Also then say Usain Bolt should be there.
We have put up in there. Why him represent in front Victoria Place, King Victoria, Albert George Shopping Center. Albert George.
Yeah, me understand. Me I get it now. Me I get it now, man. Me take time. I get what I say. And that is the reason why me love them live, you know. And me love people where come on my life and can ignite my brain. Yeah. But I see what you're saying now.
You see, another
Me find himself.
Yeah. It's not the government why cruise ship run it so much. You understand me? Is the people them at England is the thing them royal, is a royal thing. Notice royal upon all the ship because of one place own all of the ships. And Jamaica sell sugar cane, you know, and Jamaica sell orange juice, and Jamaica sell rice. And the foreign people them who run the slavery. And them why harbor the country, and them why they have certain factories. Jamaica don't own one goddamn thing in the country. Everything where they are Kaiser come straight from the Kaiser family or link up straight with Morgan family. All of them are one family. All of the backside company. If you check the monopoly board, the elites own the gas station, they own the railways, they own the banks, they own the hotels, they own everything. So there's nothing to own in Jamaica. That's why the government operates as a tax collecting. You understand me? So as
yeah, but take it back now. But Tribridge, take it back down to this European Union thing here, and the immediate problem that we are having because all the boat the thing in your royal and not Fiwish thing that, so we know that, right? But make we just take it back down and look at the implication of what is confronting us come 2024 after the signing of this, as you speak of the royal and the European Union, our colonial masters, right? What are we expecting in the coming years, right? In the a couple of days left in 2024, 2023, we are looking for some activities, if some hostility to implement, right? Is why I'm saying it is now the right time to mobilize. I have been doing because colleges and now I wouldn't say it twice. Going to the station about thugs, show you Yetis, right? Go back to the station to make a X, right? The same day, about 20 minutes after, I found myself in jail, right? And it could only because I go and make a X, which is wrong. Yeah. Why I find myself in that place, right? No man's land, right? Because where these soldiers come up,
what do you mean in a jail? Lock up?
Lock up.
Arrested?
Yeah. Arrested, no, detained.
Just
because
For what?
Second?
Why them detained?
I'm gonna tell you, right? Them time that I was a smoker, and I leave my yard, me and my brother come out to buy a cigarette. And by the time we buy the cigarette coming out of the shop, the soldier truck come down and said, jump up in the truck, all of you.
Oh,
Election day now.
yeah.
That's election day. Jump up in the truck, all of you. Right?
Ah, 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 ah.
And they
Big up
take
yourself.
us to No Man's Land from Bay Farm Road. And we were there for 6 days. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And all the mayor, yeah, the mayor that time was Marie Atkinson, right? The councillor, one of them, and all them come and couldn't get way out because we were detained, right?
But
Me just leave country, Manchester come a town. And
speaking of
when
the
the,
market,
when the woman signed me up and said, all this little baby when I can see the milk round him, me gonna make X. And from that day, I vowed myself not to make another X. So me a vote. So me have, when them come to me with them rubbish, me make sure I confront them with that. Say, listen me, if you want me to participate in this, whenever time you change the symbols in which we select or elect you, I will be a part of you. But until none of them get this vote here, unless them do it digitally, right? None of them can me now going on a polling station go wrong myself. Not doing
right? Because
it. Right?
I
Yes.
mean, what kind of person go mark X can expect to get right? That not possible.
What kind of person
I go mark X and
go do
expect to
wrong
get
thing and
right.
get right?
Yeah.
Then that may I tell you. But you say, being as alright, the masses do not think. They are not thinkers. Everybody a bad man. None of them want to be thinkers.
The
Right?
vote really make no sense, really, you know.
None of them sit down and
But about
meditate. They are not meditators. They are irritators. Right? They are not meditators. They fail to meditate. They prefer to irritate and intimidate more than meditate. Right? So if you don't meditate, you won't see these things. You will perpetually going into a polling station, go sign off your rights.
simply, you know,
Right?
I mean, why,
Yeah.
why, why, why the thing is, you know, them elect who them want and tell us to vote for them. It still not make no sense. Either just a claim rubbish.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's just a
yeah. And the people them
people
select them candidate.
yeah, them
Yeah.
elect, them
Yeah.
give you two person to vote for who them elect and give the people them to be prime minister and the people them vote for whichever one they want to go in. But at the end of the day, are the same man work or the same woman work them a do. You know that is it. People have to just see that and understand it. Yeah, hear me? You that hear me
Sorry,
talking?
Tribridge. I just got a call.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I weren't hearing you. You can start again.
so may I say them elect. Yeah, hear? Yeah, hearing?
Yeah, man. Me the back
Come
with
to
you now.
them elect who them already
Yes, man.
want
I'm
to
hearing you.
act as prime minister,
A
be the
call
prime
did come
minister,
in.
and them give the people them the choice to vote for the elect who them already elect to be prime minister. But it no matter who the people them vote for, is the same person what the prime minister is going to do. You know? So it just don't make no sense. I mean, them put up two evil and tell if I choose between one. Choose between the two of them. It still don't make no sense. It not change nothing. I mean, democracy is a
So
harmful
what? So
mechanism to the people.
I keep asking you then, Tribridge, what is the steps to change? What you suggest?
Is either we are gonna go home or we are gonna do what 80 do. And if you take the steps what 80 take, you don't know, it must end up pretty. If we bar
Action then. All right.
repatriation,
Just say. All right. Well, I
if the
forget. You
people
said
them group
action.
up and bar repatriation is a bigger
Hold
thing.
on. Hold on. For the sensitive nature, just action. Leave it at action.
Yeah, action is a movement, you know.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Just
not
leave
saying
it
to
as
do anything,
action
but yeah.
because of the platform that we are on. Right? You need that go in details because of the sensitive nature. Right? Right? So action, revolution is your solution, which is mine too. But what kind of a revolution? Because a peaceful resolution, right, will bring a peaceful revolution. You have some revolution that is not peaceful, like the one with Hamas and Israel. Right? They are now trying to find a peaceful resolution, right? Right? To change. Revolution means to change. Now, I'm in agreement with revolution, but before revolution, you know where I am, Tribridge?
Yeah.
Education. That's where my heart is right now. And I believe that proper education, we got the people to know who they are, right? What is their purpose? What it is about all right, the international affairs of the country, right? Like many may not know as much as you know, right? The masses do not know that. Those that go in the polling station do not know that. So before we are gonna get an election, we demand education, right? Before the election,
Where
right?
will we get that from?
Yeah.
Where will we get the
Well,
education from? Because we don't
but
control
we didn't.
education as
From the right source. Now,
and we
look
don't
now.
select by choice what
We
we want for
have
the
no.
person.
Well, I know. We have a brand of education which is very much Europeanized, right? But we know that the correct for the education that fit us is Africa, the African, right? Right? So teach us some more of the African languages. Teach us some more of the African settings, right? The coming generation, right? Right? So we must read somewhere, right? We must, once we are going to swap black dog for monkey all the while, these two bastards here working for the crown, right? We are swapping black dog for monkey when on a PMP, a JLP, and finding ourselves right back at the same spot, right? Right? We go to Africa. We disband this educational system that we have. No matter, do like Singapore, break it down to the ground and rebuild your economy, right? Throw away where our pride, right? And be self-sufficient, right? Forget this false independence that we have, right? Right? But widespread awareness must be done, and people will cooperate and get people to cooperate to make the change. Good
Changes come after
negotiation.
revolution in empire.
Yes, man, then we can
Revolution is
have peaceful
changes.
revolution.
Just like how the sun
Yes?
seems to be revolution around the sun. As it go around, changes come. I mean, revolution is a go around thing. I just seems according to
But at least change is made in revolution, you know.
so that may I say,
Yeah? At,
the movement
at
thing,
least change is made.
the
The
movement thing.
movements, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So we
So,
have to make a move as a people.
yeah, right. So, so the move that we're making, it must be first gotta be difficult, and it must. All right. When you eyeball out the whole situation now, the whole of the West, most of the West at war,
Fire, me not talk
and
it
the
nice.
East
Me
is
tell you what really I go on touch because you see the people them now. From night you say we know. Me can't even say we know. Me have to say me and you know. Cause if it's one me and you attack, you know about the we thing. You know,
yeah.
cause some people are the same people say yes today, them say no tomorrow. You know. Cause the thing about life,
Because they're not educated, Tribridge,
I'm not
and that be
educated.
the
Them not
point.
have no fire. Them don't have any soul. It's only a set of
The
people
hold
who
on, man.
fire is only a set of people who
Tribridge,
don't have soul. Would I do things like that?
fire.
Yeah.
You mention fire, you know. You mention fire, you know. You know how you garner the fire, right? Through your righteousness, you know, right? That's why you maintain the fire, you know, of your ancestors, them, you know, right? Right? You know, sell out, right? So that we need to teach our people not to show them the difference between the negative force and the positive force. They don't know it, fire. Me can tell you that.
Yeah, I know
They
about the
call
maths.
good bad and bad good.
The maths in our life, you know, is not all of them to be teaching us. Some people can be teach, while some of us just throw a rope on the neck and lead them like an ass, a cow, or a donkey, or a dog. Because I saw them deserve, because not everybody going to take the teaching. Some people, them only lean and wear them to survival. If I green of a survival, them going there. If I read of a survival, them going there. The other half of them is fanatics them. Some just want the green skin because them born green, then daddy and mommy was green, green from Uga
So
school,
what you say?
and some want put the red,
Fanatics,
some want,
fanatics are condemned.
yeah man, them have to get condemned man. We are no respect of person, you know, we are respect of
Once it
the
becomes
right.
a fanatics,
Eh? Fanatic,
hmm?
yeah man, fanatic man.
I do believe hard work can bring the fanatics up to standard. Right? I believe that you can bring them up to standard and proper awareness, and they will understand. Right?
Fire,
So me wouldn't
some,
me
no,
would,
fire,
yes, me know some you have
people,
to drive them. Right?
yes
I
man,
was saying earlier on the live before you came on that the baboons, we are closest to the baboons are closest to the monkey, right? And we and the monkeys would have something in common, right? Right? The baboons were principle, right? They depict principle. Black people were the first with the principle of the universe, right? Black people, right? From the baboons, you know. So we were first, right? So we have the official knowledge, right? We have it, you know, right? But for some reason, way down the line before me and you born Tribridge, right?
mm-hmm.
This we have been bartered, right? Our real self, where we are from, that's how you get Willie Lynch and all that was and
No,
wrote our history, right?
it start from the book The Fire. I tell people about them now. That's I'm not too up on live again. Because every time I talk about it, so oh me
Yeah.
know and this and that, and I don't really like debate. I may not push anything down anyone throat, but me tell you, it start from the Bible. People get tricked from the Bible. Mankind brain, mankind head get
Of
castrated.
course.
You see me? What story of a boy the name man? Now Elijah, the other one, John the Baptist. You see me? You see, this thing was planted inside mankind brain to think that everything they need to solve, they need to go back to the Bible, and the Bible is start of the creation, which creation not even have anything to do with word, start, or beginning. Creation means create. You understand? Me have nothing to do with beginning. Creation and beginning can go in the same sentence, same line. You understand? But people just not thinking, my lord. With it coming like this. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Them couple of land,
Well, on
right?
a Tribridge. Differentiate them for me. Differentiate them for me, not for the audience or the public,
For that,
but differentiate them for me. Creation and beginning.
create means to create. And whatever I create is your creation.
Can you create anything?
Sure. Just like artificial, as you've been mentioning from early. Artificial come from similar to art and craft. It's just a man invention. A man
But
put something together.
that's not creation, you know.
No, I'm tell
Tribridge,
about
that's
art
not
and craft.
creation.
I'm telling you about what art and
Yeah.
craft. We just talk about artificial, not creation.
Yeah. But
Can you not
artificial
create
is not
something?
creation.
Can you not
No,
create
well,
something?
on a Tribridge. No.
You cannot create something?
No. Creation is a one-time thing.
Yeah. Let me one time.
And creation has been created from that time, and it cannot create it again.
What do you call creation?
Now, people always mix up creation with innovation.
No,
Right?
no. You can be
Yeah?
innovative, but that has nothing to do with creation.
No,
Creation comes
because
from the
you
word
have
create.
the space. Well, I know. The space have to be there for you to innovate. Right? You cannot innovate without the space, or maneuver without the space.
You're talking,
The
I just
space
think
have to be there,
what space?
and
Space
the
around.
space
What space?
were created.
What space? What space?
The
That you
space the space that we now occupied, that houses, that contains the Milky Way, the rivers, the mountains, the oceans, right? All of that space was created for innovation, right? So no man did build the world. The world did not build.
No, you cannot.
The world were
Daichikos.
created,
Daichikos.
right?
That's the same thing we'll explain to you a while ago, but
Yes.
never allow me to explain. But you're snapping into the same thinking and the same belief. But you never allow me to finish. You say, hold on, I didn't start telling me all this thing. Like me tell you, say,
Okay. Sorry about it. Sorry
the
about that.
concept, you see the piece of concept you just give me? You give me that you give me that because of the Bible. Because it really come from the Bible. So, I mean, it's like, because the Bible said this is creation, we say, all right, this is creation. But yet still every day we use the word create. And mankind been creating stuff every day. You understand me? Mankind can't made, you can't made a man, You can't create man, Tychicus. Those words cannot apply to human. Those words apply to stuff without life. You understand me?
How did the
Create
first
and
man
merge.
come? How did the
Yeah.
first man come? How did the first man come? Born?
Send
When
me a
first
show.
man come?
Every man have a born, of course. There's not a man who was
So the first man, because you must have a first. The first man, the Bible speak of Adam as the first man, whether that's a name or not. But let us leave the name first.
That the brain
Let us leave the name first and say that. And let us leave the name Adam and say the first man. All right. How did the first man come?
You know.
Hmm?
And that's how the insurgent go on. And that's how them go on with the
I didn't lose him, man.
Them want us to think that we who is the first one. Oh, you're gonna think who's the first man now, Tychicus? What would a leader for think that?
Me I lose you.
No,
You
me
go
say,
in
why
and
would you
out.
want to think who's the first man? Just answer that.
Why would I want to think? Because
No.
more of know my beginning.
But as you can check, you know, it go
I
on and
want to
on.
know my beginning.
No, me I say, as you can check it, I go on
Right?
and on.
Alright?
That's
No,
the one. If everybody
no,
have to be,
you don't have to, my concept of the first man. If I'm allowed to bring my concept of the first man, it doesn't go on and on because after the universe was created with
Tychicus,
all
stop,
the
say that. You need to
molecules
stop,
and
say that.
all of that,
You cannot talk like that.
mm,
When I talk,
well, I'm waiting for you to tell me how to talk.
no, me say you cannot think that way. You
But
cannot
once you stop
apply.
me, I go stop, because I am a man of principle.
Yeah, exactly. So may I say the principle of life, you cannot think like that. We
So,
don't see how
so
people come about. We come from each other. And if we think how we come, it will go too far back.
no, man. We are, yeah.
Uh, since
Where is too
1492.
far?
Wait no,
Too
wait no.
far from
Since
where?
1492. Since 1492. We put it to Columbus time. 1492. Right? How much of your generation you think the between then and now?
No, I don't want a question, Tribridge. I want you to explain.
As me said to it, it'll go far back on and on.
You are telling me something about 1493. Yeah.
Yeah. I may say check from that time till now. We don't go too far back. We use from 1492. You understand? From Columbus time before Jamaica really developed until now. So may I say how much of your generation you can check between 1492 to 2023?
I will it by years. But I mean, well, you must know the relevance of that. That's why I say you must
Yes, I may
explain
tell you say if you want
your
to find
point.
out, I use
No,
the
but,
first one.
1493, then way back up here, say no.
I just
Yeah.
like that. So, yeah.
We are talk from the millions of years
May I tell you
creation.
say,
It's from
may I
the
tell you type because
millions of years gone back, right?
so
But vision, you understand vision?
me
You
understand
understand what is
vision.
vision? And insight there is no far for insight. So insight can take you right back to the
So
beginning.
that's why I tell you so when I check it, you can only say you come from your father come from film father come from film father. And you go on and you go on and you go on and you go on and you go on. But when you say first man, come on man.
Good night and good
That,
night.
that, that, so, hold on, man. All right. Let's not say first. Let's say start. Because you have start and you have stop. You have you have beginning and you have end. You don't have none of those.
Yes. Yes, of course.
No, well, all right. So start then. Don't say one. Say start.
So,
Good.
But
Good
why you
night,
talk?
Mr. Cool. How are you?
for
Good
me,
night, sir. Good night, Tajikos and your guest, man. So
Yes.
why you go such a short place as 14?
that's a feedback.
Gotta go further back. Lucy, you remember Lucy?
Second.
One of our first ancestors we were found. How much thousands of years she go back? One of our first ancestors.
And they give the name Lucy to
Lucy, we that arrived. Black people arrived from. That's one of the first one of our ancestors found in Africa. Um, so So by you checking, you can go back. Scientists have data. Scientists have data to tell us how far back humanity went, you know.
All right.
So in the
Look out.
1400s, that's
All
true
right.
right there.
I wonder why it put a fever. But it's but we are looking at three distinct races. What come together and cause a whole heap of other lineage of people in the earth. Because first, no, remember everything is a tree. Everything is tree, right? Through science and chemistry. You have the
What that?
Caucasian.
What you say a while ago?
Now I say everything is tree.
Go on. Go
You have
on,
the,
man. You're right, man.
you have the Caucasian. You have the Mongoloid and the Negroid, which represent the black man. That's where the word Negro come from. Negroid. Or Negroid come
Sorry,
from Negro.
Android and whatever.
Negroid. So Negroid is the black race and Caucasian is
But
the white race.
everybody arrived. Everybody arrived from
Yeah,
Africa.
so may I say all three different races will come from one.
All right. So how it goes, like everybody who closer to the sun always have dark skin. So the farther you move away from the sun, which is the equator, the farther you move away from the equator, you become lighter skin, right? So those people in Africa, they are closer to the sun, equator.
Africa not only have black people.
No, not. But Africa is closer to the sun. It's closer to the equator.
So with the sun getting hotter every day according to science, we should have more black people, more
No,
white
man.
people turning black.
You have people in Africa, you can't see them the way them dark skin. You ever see them dark skin people there?
Somebody said that was just science. That was just still enough that nature really changed people into what they are today.
Yeah, you're going back to the Bible. Going back to the Bible.
No, me not
Going
really
back
want
to
to go in that.
Moses' days and all those things.
No, me not want to go in that because that's not too far long ago.
You want to go beyond that. Before Christ, BC.
But I don't really think the first man thing refers. Tychicus was the one saying that you have a first and that you have a creation.
I never really read up and I never really take the time out to really read up and study the first human being on the planet. Never really look it up, but it's there. The information is there.
What you will find, Mr. Cole,
Huh?
is that God created a man named Adam. When
Adam,
me
okay?
and you know say not no, me and you know say not no go so.
Not no go so.
Alright?
Not no go
And
so.
when Tribridge make the point, he said when he was defining the Caucasians and what the other one name?
Caucasoid and
Right. Now, this is my opinion of how the first man came. And I was bringing that point to you and you stopped me. Now, just as water, you know when you plant, you have to water it.
right.
So, after the water, that moisture develop the root of the tree comes through the water, then land. And that's how the first man came to be on earth. And that's what the story that they're twisting and saying that God make man out of the soil. but they use the word make. They did not say grow. The growth of men. Just as how the tree came. No man were here to plant the first tree. So I must grow it grow
But Tajikos,
out of the moisture.
Tajikos,
Mm.
I now go say the Bible have anything wrong in it. And I need I go say,
Whole heap of thing wrong with it. Me not gonna say thank you. Me
But
know the whole heap of thing
no,
wrong in it.
you
listen,
know why I say it
Tactical.
But
wrong?
I uses it.
You see why I say it wrong now is because of the purpose of religion. That's why I say it wrong.
No,
But,
you can't say my friend has to get your own opinion. His opinion is not wrong. You have to form your own opinion. But listen, how you see the animal, right? Animal and human being. How different are animal from human being? It's the same. It's the same thing. You know?
animal
We
and
are
human are the them
same
just
thing,
look different
but
at the
we
same
are just
character.
the upper species. You see what I'm saying? So how
We
does
have
an
the same.
animal different from human being?
Listen, now we have the same characteristics. We just look different.
Great. So look at an animal, judge an animal, so you can look at a human being too.
But exactly what
We
me I
just
say is now.
communicate differently. They communicate, but we can't
Based upon the
understand their communication.
Mr. Cole,
Yes, sir.
based upon the Bible, what I was relating to compared to what Tychicus has said, I'm saying that the Bible is not wrong. It represents what they want it to represent, but because we want to get a different view, we are saying that it means something other than what they want it to mean. And it can't go like that. And a dunce man write the Bible.
Or the Bible tell a story, the Bible tell a narrative, they narrate a story.
Yes. But if you look at the Bible stories
Uh-huh.
comparing to astrology and the governing of the system, you will see that it's perfectly correct. So I mean the
But I
scripture
hear you
I
giving the Bible props now.
deep on the
But
the
you were
scripture
saying, Tribridge, that you don't, whenever time we mention the Bible, you said no, you don't use the Bible.
no, I don't use the
But
Bible.
yet you are saying the Bible is the correct book.
You know
While
get the
I'm
point.
saying,
No, I realize you not get the point now, Tash. Do something I say. You say there are wrong stuff in the Bible, but me I say you only say it wrong based upon religion and how you've been taught. But
wow.
I'm saying the book is not wrong because it actually represents what they want it to represent. It's just that we don't see it that way, or most people don't see it that way. So I'm now saying that when you compare the Bible to astrology and the changes and how the system is governed, it is perfectly right because the scriptures is actually a script. If you see the sense in what I say. So they are actually
Get you.
making the Bible right daily. So we have a 1% will lead the 99, and they are doing their best to fulfill this book just to please themselves. So when you ask now what we can do or what is coming in the future for Jamaica, you never allow me to answer. What say if you read Revelation, you will know what's coming next because they're actually doing everything to make it happen. Revelation tell you that we are going into a dark world, a world of whoredom, a world of Sodom, a world of killing, a world of wickedness. And these are the things that they
so
are putting
so
in place.
so where they get their story from? Where they get because it happened already, right?
It happened already, not happened, it's happening now.
And it happened already. It happened in the past. That's why they say it can keep happening. It happened again. Because human being is
So,
wicked, bro,
I'm not hear you
and it's
say.
liable to happen.
Wait, no,
As a
say,
human being,
no, talk louder, man. I just never hear you say.
I'm saying human being is wicked. So whatever the Bible write, because it happened already,
Oh,
and
yeah, man.
you understand. So
You
the
see,
story what they write, it's true story, and them know it gonna happen again.
No, it's not like that. If you say it up now already, that means they already have a life before and we restart again.
Yeah, but listen, history always repeats itself 100 years, you know.
Man.
Every 100 years, history repeats itself, you know.
I understand your opinion as well, but you have to stick to the logic for life. There's no physical Moses,
Well,
and
I
there's
don't
no
hear you.
physical
Repeat,
Jesus.
repeat,
I said
repeat your
there's
story.
no
Repeat yourself. What you say?
I said I understand your opinion, but we have to get to reality now. I said there's no physical
Okay,
Moses ever. There's no David. There's no
that's what I'm
Samson.
saying. I said
Yeah, yeah.
history.
That
All
was
right.
just.
Look at the pandemic.
But wait, no,
Look
wait,
at
no,
the pandemic
wait,
going
Mr.
on.
Cole. Wait. Let me just close
Yeah.
it. But in fact, for Moses, for Moses, no, for David, you have a sister niece, and for Solomon, you have when him the person what them blueprint him life after when name man, you have the real existing people, but these people have nothing to do with us. These people are just the same bloodline of the people them who are run things now. So that's why you can find back the Egyptian clothing, the Egyptian symbols in the courthouse, in the government house, and around in the Georgian places and the Italian places, the Roman places. All these people are connected. You understand me? So it's present today, they are present around us.
I'm not. I'm, I'm not that deep in a humanity historical fact. I'm not.
Me not hear that.
I'm not there.
Me not hear you.
Historical. Sometimes I'm not too keen on it. You know.
You see, because the thing a echo and you sound like you're gone far, man, really hear what you say. It's about historical.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
I think Tachicos have a lot of read a lot of historical information. I really don't. But the basic knowledge of humanity I have it, but not the depths.
Say that again, Mr. Cole. Never hear the first part.
I said me know you do a lot of reading of historical fact. I don't.
Oh,
The basic
okay.
part I will talk briefly about it,
Can you
but I
see?
can't go in depth.
Can you see? As
Oh,
I say now, human, plants, and animal have the same characteristics. We just eat different and look different. And we speak different language, but we have the same characteristics. Same characteristics of surviving, fighting, or sharing are the same thing with us. So, I mean, a man who eat plants, him supposed to know human. A man who eat animals supposed to know human the same way. It's just that people who eat people alone don't really know animals and plants. But when you eat animal and plants and have them in your circle, you understand people much better. Because you start realizing the same characteristics and how things survive and how things fight, how things have to feed. You understand me? Yeah, so that are one of the best part I like from the journey.
all right. I think we have to leave it there. I have a journey to make in the morning, and I think I do got as much out of this. And secondly, my battery is fading rapidly, so I need to just give this a break and turn off the phone a bit and get it charged. We thank all of you for your input, Tribridge, you're always welcome with their scope of knowledge, right? So, as we said, have a blessed night, each and every one.
Blessed night. Thank you. See you again.
All right, cool.